Did you know that motivation is actually a hormone? Okay, so it's not exactly a hormone, but it is a result of a hormone. Hi guys, I'm Tracy Timberlake. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to me, then it's nice to meet you. I'm so glad that you're here. And if you're one of my faithful subscribers, then thank you for forgiving me because it has been a really long time since I've made a video. Today we're talking all about motivation because it's a question that I get asked all the time. I was actually asked it today. I put up something on Twitter. I said, hey guys, I'm gonna be doing a lot of writing for magazines and blog posts and interviews and podcasts and things like that. And so I wanted to know what it was that you guys wanted to hear. And a couple of people responded and said, hey, I want to know how to stay motivated to achieve my goals. I want to know how to stay focused. I want to know how to find motivation so that I can, quit my job. All of these things were centered around the idea of staying motivated and being motivated. So I thought instead of me writing a blog post, which you'd be waiting for weeks and weeks and weeks for, why not just make a video? Motivation is regulated by a part of the brain called the neurological accumbens. And the University of Connecticut conducted a study where they figured out what was it that caused people to actually act upon their motivation. Because motivation all by itself is generally not enough. What is the thing that causes you to actually move forward when you're motivated? What they found is that the chemical or the hormone dopamine floods our body, and that is the trigger that causes people to actually act and do something upon motivation. And the cool thing about dopamine is if you have enough of it, it will cause you to just do whatever the heck it takes to overcome any obstacle. There was another study conducted in Germany where they explored a completely different side of motivation. They wanted to know the emotional factors. What is it on the inside that causes people to be motivated? And they found three critical determinants. One is affiliation, the second is power, and the third is achievement. People who are motivated by leadership, well, they might need a job promotion to kind of push forward, right? They want to be looked at as somebody who is in high power, in a high power position. Someone who's motivated by affiliation, well, they might want to be a part of a society. They might join different networks and different associations because they need to feel that sort of camaraderie in order for them to stay motivated. So what I learned from studying all of this about motivation is that one, we definitely know that it is a chemical response inside of our bodies that causes us to act. But in order for us to get to that point, we really need to know ourselves. And this is where self-awareness plays a critical role, because I always say that self-awareness is a rare commodity. Like, people often don't know themselves. If you watch some of my other videos, I've talked about this before. People don't take the time to know their strengths, know what they're good at, know what their passions are, and then act in favor of them. And so if you are wanting to stay motivated, then I would say figure out what it is that makes you tick and then do more of it. So once I realized that I am an achievement motivated person, I know that in order for me to kind of get things going, I need to set goals, and I need to set goals on a consistent basis. So I set daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, quarterly goals, yearly goals, and that is enough for me. Like, they're benchmarks for me to kind of keep going. And the second thing is I always celebrate all of the small successes. So if I finish doing something by the end of the day, I'm celebrating because that is an achievement for me. That is a win for me. Someone else may not be motivated by achievement, so they set goals, but they don't really mean anything because their desire or the motivating factor behind them doing something needs to be something else. It's either leadership or affiliation. And interestingly enough, some people might think that they're motivated by one or the other, but when they get down to the nitty-gritty, they realize it's not. And this is why it's important to be self-aware, but also to know your why. Why are you doing the thing that you're doing? So let's take weight loss, for example. Some people say, oh, I really want to lose weight. Okay, why do you want to lose weight? Because I want to lose 5 pounds. Oh, that's not a strong enough why for you to keep pushing forward in that goal. So thinking about what the end result is that you want, and think about what the feelings are behind it. What is the purpose for you losing the 5 pounds? And generally, the reason that's going to cause you to be motivated is that there is an underlying belief, an underlying perception about how awesome your life will be once you have accomplished that particular thing. So you're not losing 5 pounds for the sake of losing 5 pounds. You're losing 5 pounds because underneath it all, you think that you're going to look better, right? You think that you're going to feel better. You might be able to run that 5K. When people say, oh, I want to make $5,000 a month, that is not enough of a driving factor. I want to make $5,000 a month. Okay, well, you can make $5,000 a month doing anything. But when people say, I want to make $5,000 a month in my own business with my own, you know, consulting business or as a blogger or whatever, really you're saying there's an underlying reason, there's a purpose behind why I want to do that. Maybe because if I make $5,000 a month with my blog, then I can quit my job. If I make $5,000 a month with my blog, I can spend more time with my kids, I can spend more time with my husband, and all of those things. So really putting yourself in the end result and seeing, okay, what is the driving factor here? What do I really need to know about myself to put myself in that emotional state so that I can keep moving forward? All of my clients, when I start working with them, we always start with their why. I make them write it down on note cards, post it up all over their, you know, like on their computer, put it on Post-its in their bathroom, because when things get tough and you don't want to do it anymore, when you don't want to wake up to go to the gym, when you don't want to write that email, or when you don't want to, you know, map out that sales funnel, this I'm talking about myself here, then that why, when you see it in front of you, that is going to make sense. So a big part of my why is that I want to build a passion-based business that allows me the freedom to do whatever the heck I want. If I want to stay in bed until noon every day, my business allows me to do that. Now, of course, I don't stay in bed until noon every day because I'm achievement oriented, and so I need to get up and achieve something. But because I built my business the way that I built it, I can kind of do the things that I want to do. Okay, so I talked a lot about motivation. I talked a lot longer than I probably intended to about it. But when clients come to me and they say, I'm not motivated, I need to stay motivated. How do I stay motivated? What do I do? I can give them all the scientific mumbo jumbo, and I can give them the fact that they should probably drink coffee because coffee increases dopamine in the brain, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, movement should not be predicated on motivation. You cannot wait until you are motivated to do something to actually act upon it. Because how often am I motivated to brush my teeth every day? Like I wake up in the morning, I mean, am I like, oh yes, I'm so excited to brush my teeth, I'm so motivated to do it. No, it's just kind of a habit, and I do it because there's an end result, but I don't wait until I'm motivated to do it. I just kind of get up and go through the motions of doing it. And it's the same thing with life. Like if you're in college right now, for example, like you're probably not motivated. I'm not motivated to write my dissertation. I can tell you that right now. There's not very much inside of my body that is motivated to write this 200-page paper. But you know what? Every week I set aside a special time to write my dissertation. I created a weekly rhythm, and it doesn't matter if I'm motivated or not, because if I just chip away at it little by little at the very end of the day, it's gonna be finished. And that's the same thing with everything you want. If you wanna lose 50 pounds, you know what? Every single day, go to the gym. Set a schedule and just follow through. And then you'll lose 1 pound, and then you'll lose 5 pounds, and then you'll lose 20 pounds, right? And you'll start to see that consistency compounds, and every little thing that you're doing is going to lead to the end result. And that's why it's really important to know your why, because you're not doing it just for the sake of losing 1, 2, 5, 20, even 50 pounds. You're doing it because of what life can look like when you achieve that goal. And so keep that in mind as you're kind of making all of these mundane actions that you probably don't feel like doing. Because you're thinking, oh gosh, why am I not motivated? Maybe you're not motivated to that one small action, but you can be motivated enough when you look at how different your life can be on the end of, or at the end of the tunnel. Does that make sense? So don't wait until you're motivated to take action. Just allow the consistency of each little discipline to build upon itself so that you can get to your end goal. I hope that that was clear. At least I tried to be clear. Okay, so that was my little spiel on motivation, how to stay motivated. What is motivation? Why we need motivation? So I hope that that was helpful for anyone. If you have any questions or comments, then leave those down below. And if you're not in my Facebook group, that's kind of where the after party is. So I would suggest for you to jump on over there, because I do a lot of live streaming. Okay, that's a lie. I don't do a lot of live streaming, but I do more live streaming inside of the Facebook group than I make videos here on YouTube. And they get a lot of me. You know, I'm in there every single day. People ask me questions. It's just a lot more interactive and in real time. So join the after party over on Facebook. I'll make sure to put a link down below, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.